Welcome back to another episode of Cut the Cake, your real talk wedding podcast for all things for wonderful engaged couples and wedding professionals here in Australia. I am Tanya, owner of the Event Wanderer Co. And as per usual, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mel from Mellyrain Creative. How are you, Mel?
I am good, thank you. I am very excited.
Particularly for this episode that we are about to record. I can see, if anyone can see the grin on Mel's face, because she knows what she's about to get to talk about. We thought we would drop in and give you a very special bonus episode just before Christmas. So Christmas is this week. It is on Friday or Thursday. I can't.
It could have already been gone.
Could have already been gone if you are listening to this just for the pure fun of what we're talking about. So we might just dive straight into it because we're going to talk about one of Mel's favourite subjects, which is Taylor Swift.
Good old Tay-Tay.
And if you are a follower of Mel on Instagram, you will know that she loves a bit of Tay-Tay inspiration. We've done a couple of Taylor-inspired photo shoots this year, which has been cool.
We did one recently up at Further Top, and it all came about, obviously, because of her engagement and the fact that she's getting married.
It's very exciting.
We can talk about it.
So we thought we would dive in, and obviously this wedding, it's probably going to be the wedding of 2026, and a lot's going to come out of it in terms of inspiration, styling, you name it. We know that that's going to happen. So we thought we might do a deep dive and have a little few predictions potentially about what we think. So Mel, I'm going to hand it over to you and just let you kind of dive straight into it because, yeah, you are the big Tay-Tay fan.
Well, I will preface that, I'm not a hardcore Tay-Tay fan. I do really like Tay-Tay. We share the same birth year, so I feel like there's a connection. However, I know there'll be Tay-Tay fans listening to this going, you know nothing about Tay-Tay. So I know enough to want to talk about her upcoming wedding and some predictions that I have. So yeah, I'm so excited to talk about this because why not? We talk about some serious wedding stuff quite often, and we wanted to throw a bit of a fun one in there.
But we also know just how much celebrity weddings particularly can influence, the coming seasons. And with this coming up potentially in the American summer, this is obviously going to start to dictate what is actually happening in our summer for that 2026-2027 period. So if you are a recently engaged couple and you are planning your wedding for late 2026, 2027, and you want a little bit of inspiration, this might just be the episode for you.
And I need to preface initially with, I guess, what we know at the moment. So at the time of recording this podcast, there are some bits and pieces being thrown around with reports on when she's getting married and everything. And at this point, we do not know. So by the time this podcast comes out, it may have been confirmed, blah, blah, blah. So what we know so far is that her and Travis got engaged in August. If you didn't see it on Instagram, you must live under a rock because it was everywhere. Very, very recent media reports, in the last couple of days, is that she has secured a venue on Rhode Island, which is called Ocean House, on June 13th, 2026, which is obviously their American summer. For those who are Tay-Tay fans, and if you're not, her lucky number is 13. There are so many 13 references throughout her career, hence why that number has been thrown out, or that date. So I guess what we do know is that she's engaged. Everything else at this point is rumours. So to have a little bit of fun with this, I wanted to throw out some of my own personal predictions. And I know, Tanya, you obviously know who Taylor Swift is, but you may not be as a big a fan as me. But potentially you've got some predictions of your own, which I think is quite good actually to have a Tay-Tay fan and a non as much Tay-Tay fan with some predictions. So I want to break it into venue, wedding planner, the vibe, the date, their possible guest list, their style, music, and guest experience. So I have a couple of thoughts. So I'm going to start with venue. And again, preface, I have no idea. I don't know Tay-Tay at all. However, this is just what I envisage her doing. And I think what I envisage her doing, she obviously has this huge entertainment presence that she puts out, with her tours and her concerts and just everything that she does. Even when she has interviews and stuff like that, she has Taylor Swift the brand and then Taylor Swift the person. And I'm trying to put my head into Taylor Swift the person and not the brand.
Because they can be very, very
They can be very different. They can be very different. So the Rhode Island thing makes sense to me because there is that connection with a property that she has there, and she's had all these amazing parties there and stuff like that. So because she has a property there, I could see her doing something seaside. But I think absolutely there will be a decoy venue. Like I think even potentially this one that they're talking about in Rhode Island is a decoy, and they're all wanting us to think that that's where it's going to happen. And then she's going to go over to some private island in the middle of nowhere and ship all of her friends in and family for a wedding, which I actually could see her doing. I don't think she would do something in Europe or something like that because I feel like it's too expected. Like if she doesn't do it in America, she'll go to Europe, which I think no. Like from the bits and pieces that I've seen of her and Travis and what they have been, pap doing, they're always at the beach. Like they're usually at the beach. So I reckon if she's going to do it overseas somewhere, it'll be like a private island somewhere. She's probably got Richard Branson on speed dial and she's going to use his island.
Not a bad person to have on speed dial if you happen to have that connection. So
any insights from you? Any thoughts?
I would honestly say as well, so we were funnily enough just talking about this before we started recording. So Rhode Island and Newport. So for anybody who is not familiar with that particular area of America, it is absolutely stunning. It is very beautiful. We are talking about beautiful mansions that were built nearly 100 years ago. And as I was just saying to Mel, anyone who's familiar with the TV show The Gilded Age, which is, it's a juggernaut that's kind of going through some of the streaming platforms at the moment. It is set both in New York and also in Newport in Rhode Island. And these homes that we're talking about, these mansions, they were built with extortionate amounts of money back in the day. So yeah, I think it'd be cool if she did actually happen to have something at one of these venues because a lot of them now are under protection through heritage laws. They are museums, they are function spaces, they are wedding spaces, because they do bring this beautiful luxury feeling to it. But then you've also got that wonderful, and I hate to use the word seaside, sounds a bit whimsical, but it's that beautiful beach coastal element that will go really, really nicely. So it is kind of like that ideal venue, like ideal location, if you want to kind of have the extravagance and the luxury and all of that, but then still have that,
See,
coastal side of it.
So we're both thinking coastal. Copy that. Okay, wedding planner. Obviously, she needs to hire me. So if you're hearing this, Tay, get in touch. Like
Mel will be on the first flight out.
I will. Or come to Australia, whatever floats your boat. I think there is a wedding planner in the US that I really, really like. Her name is Manda from May & Co Creative. So I think she's actually based in Portland from memory, but she is like the wedding planner that does destination weddings, which I can see Tay doing. And her style is very like luxurious, but very unique. So I think someone like her would be really good. And I personally, like, not that I know May & Co Creative, I have spoken to her once or twice, but I think she would be a great fit for her. So I would like her to do it secretly. But I can see Tay, because she's very female empowered. I think she would go for like a real female driven company, which May & Co Creative, from what I can gather, is. So she absolutely needs a planner because the logistics of this will be astronomical, not to mention, how secretive it needs to be. So I think May & Co Creative, that's my prediction.
Fantastic.
Obviously, your prediction is me.
Exactly. So I just say go for Mel, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would you not? And as I said, she's on the first flight over. Happy days. All right. So the vibe.
I'm going to kind of mix vibe and style all in one because I think it's very same. But again, coming back to what I was saying about, Taylor Swift the brand and then Taylor Swift the person, when I have seen, I guess, Tay of what you can see of her in her own sort of world, when she's going to other weddings and events or stuff like that, where she's not Taylor the brand, she's quite whimsical and minimalistic. So I could see it being something like that. 100% it's going to be like a multi-day celebration where she's going to do it with different groups of people and she's got so many connections, obviously. I was trying to think of like a term to sort of describe the vibe and the style. And what I came back to was comfortable luxury.
Oh, I like it.
I like it. Because I feel like when you see her in her element, like she's pretty like daggy and she's, comfy. She's wearing like comfy clothes and she hasn't really done her hair and she's not wearing makeup. But in the same breath, she can be quite luxurious when she wants to be. So I think
Oh, definitely.
that mix of the two.
I do know that she does like a Christian Louboutin shoe. Don't we all? I don't think there's going to be any references to any of the eras. Like, you have people. Well, it's an entirely new era if you want to actually think about it that way.
True. Maybe she'll create her own new era.
Maybe that's the next album.
Maybe. But I think whimsical, minimalistic, luxurious, but not over the top. So like luxury touches without it being like just, Louis Vuitton everywhere. There might be a touch of bits and pieces.
Which I think understated elegance as well is probably another way of doing it.
Descriptive. Yeah.
Do we want to go colour? We thinking colours or going more being coastal, white?
If any colour, maybe like some soft blues to sort of go with like that seaside prediction that we have. Maybe some soft blues.
I feel we need to kind of do an episode post the wedding and kind of revisit and go, what did we get wrong and what did we get right? We should.
We totally should. Now, date-wise, like I said earlier, there is this prediction of June 13th, which makes sense. Like they obviously have to think about, Travis's off-season with NFL, which if I'm correct is between like March and July. So something like that. 100% there'll be some form of like numerology, number 13 put in it. And because there's this report of June 13, I was like, I don't want that to be my prediction because, copy. So my prediction is the 1st of April, 2026, because when you put all those numbers together, it equals 13.
Oh, intriguing. I like it. I like the theory with that one. I mean, I do. See, I look at it from a sports point of view too, being it's like, oh, how far do we think the Kansas City Chiefs are also going to get down into the playoffs? Because
I didn't even look at like when
well, that's February, so that's okay. We've got more than enough wiggle. Exactly, we've got more than enough wiggle room to work there. So yeah, and then I'd like to throw a little bit of a curveball there too, given the fact that we do have the 4th of July. So obviously,
and she's known for her big 4th of July parties.
Exactly. So we've got kind of the 4th of July, obviously American Independence Day. It's when a lot of people obviously also have that time off. So yeah, I feel like we've got a lot of different dates, and she might go the opposite and go, hey, we don't want to do the 13th. We want to do something completely new.
Because there's all these reports of like, because her number's 13 and his number's 87, which is going to blow your mind. I don't think we've spoken about this. But you add them together, it equals 100. So they're like 100% compatible. So maybe there's like an element of 13 and 87 in there somewhere. But
also, I was about to say 100th day of 2026, that would put you in April.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. See, you're a closet Toto fan.
Oh no, I just find things that I just find that.
All right, guest list.
Oh, now, where do we go and how big is the guest list?
Well, I have seen her on a couple of interviews. I think it was Graham Norton not too long ago when she released her album, and I can't remember who it was, but there was someone on the couch with her, and it must have been someone that she knew, not someone that I knew that she was close with, from what I understand. But she was like, "Oh yeah, you're invited. You're coming to the wedding." So I'm like, it could be pretty big, but obviously likely guests are going to be like Selena Gomez, Gigi, Ed Sheeran. Exactly. I think Lana Del Rey will be there because they've done a lot of work together in the past. The guests that I am interested to see if are invited and or attend is Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds because of that hub. Given everything else that's out there, I think as a guest, as if I was to go to the wedding, the person that I would want to like watch the most would be Jason Kelce, which is Travis's brother. And I don't know if you've seen like shorts of him, but he is hilarious. They've got a podcast together, but like just even the stuff that, he goes to events and he's, up on the dance floor, like with what do they call those masks? And he's just like having the best time of his life and just dancing like no one's watching. And I reckon he would be extremely funny to watch. Segueing from that in terms of like guests and music, 100% there's going to be so many guests that are going to be there that have a music background and can sing. I don't really know. I can't really pick who would be like the entertainment, but what I could see happening and what I think would be so fun is it like kind of like not karaoke because I feel like that's a little bit too, casual for them. But
I don't feel like karaoke with a group of like internationally renowned singers is just like, yeah. Like I can't even explain what you would do if you just had all these people just getting up on karaoke who can actually sing.
I feel like there would just be like, I would love it if there was a mic just to the side and, whoever felt like singing, just get up there and have a sing. And like the talent that would be there would be insane. So no way she's going to sing. Like she might do like a belter of something if there's like a good song. But I think, bless you, it's okay. I think there'll be so many options for people. And I would just love to see like, Keith Urban jump up there and have a sing, and then Lana Del Rey, and then Ed, and just so many different people jump up with different genres and different voices and just belting something out.
Do you know the thing, like you've literally put this picture in my head now of all these famous people just in like a Korean karaoke bar, having the time of their lives. And now I can't get that out of my head. And it's going to be stuck in there for days.
I'm so excited to see what actually comes out.
All right. So lastly, the guest experience, which I feel is a good one because we do talk about guest gifting a lot and the old bombonniere. So what are we thinking around the guest experience?
Well, I think from a guest experience, like definitely multi-day things. And I think there'll be different things happening on different days depending on what she's got planned. I think knowing like whenever she like shares something on socials, like that's from her, it's always like a handwritten thing. Like, and she handwrites, all of her lyrics and stuff like that. So I feel like there'll be some form of handwritten like notes to all of her guests, like particularly the close ones, maybe not, all 500 of them that are going to be there, but at least like her wedding party and, those close friends of hers, I think handwritten notes will be there.
And we know that that's something that as a whole for brides for the next, not just brides, for couples, I should say, for the next 12 to 18 months, that is actually becoming an increasing trend, is seeing that beautiful personalisation into gifting in whatever way, shape or form. So it's not something that's not completely unique or has never been done before, but it is something that's slowly becoming more popular as well.
Yeah. And I can see, and again, like I think because she is who she is, the limit does not exist in terms of what she can do. But I think there'll be a huge emphasis on guest experience, like moving from, room or venue to venue and different things happening in different spaces. And then, this might sound really basic because, we're basic compared to her, but like cocktails over there and then like this whole experience over here and then a live stage over there and just all these different things happening. It's like the AO.
Yes.
It'd be Tay-Tay's version of the AO.
Exactly. So I'm going to throw one final curveball question, which isn't on our original notes, because we do like to talk about this as a whole when it comes to weddings. What do you reckon her budget is?
Oh, God. Back to the limit does not exist. She's a billionaire. Like, shit, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't think she's going to be using a budget tracker of any description.
The Excel spreadsheet?
Yep. I think she'll be putting, I think she would want to be involved in, like, what bride doesn't want to be involved in the planning to some degree. But I think she'll be putting a lot of faith into a planner. And like I was saying before, she needs a good planner that it will be a major event.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So I think, God, I reckon, trying to think back on, I'm just going to pick a number out of my, I'm going to say $13.87 million because it's 13 and 87.
I love it. I love the connotations. I genuinely think like this event and this wedding, it's going to be one of those ones that when you get to the end of next year and you see on the news coverage on New Year's Eve where it goes the year that was, this is going to be one of those elements that is, one of these events that is going to be a centerpiece to that. This is going to stop everybody. Okay. It's going to change. It's going to influence. It's for us who are in the wedding industry who are starting to work on events for 2026 and having those conversations around styling and all that type of thing. We can be having these conversations, but I think probably you and I are sitting there in the back of their heads going that once this event happens, that can all get completely changed on its ear. And we need to be prepared for that effectively as vendors too. Like if our clients are coming to us saying, oh, Taylor Swift did this, we have to be sitting there going, okay, how do we make this work?
I selfishly hope that I hope for them as a couple, it can be secretive and there's no, pap or anything like there will be, but like I hope that they can have their day that isn't interrupted by all the outside noise. And selfishly, I don't want to know anything about their wedding until January 2027 because it will influence so many couples. And like, Tay did this and I want to do this now. It's going to change everything. It's going to put more work on us. So selfishly, I hope that we don't hear anything about it for another 12 months.
Fair call.
Yeah.
Fair call. You know, they might just go, I'm not doing a 2026 one. We're going to do a 2027 one instead. Do something completely left of field.
Like you said, it'll be interesting to see, hopefully in 12 months, maybe sooner, if any of my predictions, our predictions, come to fruition with everything that is coming that way. So, yeah, I hope this episode has been fun for those who wanted to chime in and have a listen. But we might leave it there.
Yes, I think we should. And yeah, if you guys have got any suggestions as well, you can just hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah. Send your predictions.
Yes, send us your predictions because we want to hear as well. We want to know what the world's thinking. And yeah, we might circle back after the event and see what actually came true.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode and we'll chat to you next time.
Fantastic. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for everyone too.